Nowadays, signing to a record label is probably the dumbest decision you can make as a rapper or any type of artist. I mean, this picture alone just shows the impact of signing to a record label can have on your career. Whether it's not having creative control over your projects, getting sued, or even worse, leaving your pockets dry and empty, these are just some of the effects you can face when signing to a record label. And slowly, more and more artists have begun to take the independent route, realizing record labels end up destroying you rather than building you up. And that's exactly what happened to the rappers I'm going to be talking about in this video. So sit back, relax, and get ready to hear these tragic stories. And oh yeah, if you want to hear more videos like this, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. It's free and it only takes a second. Alright, let's get into it. So first up, we're going all the way back to the 90s with the rap group TLC, formed of Tion T-Bones Watkins, Lisa Left Eye Lopez, and Rosonda Chili Thomas. They began their rap careers in 1991, where they were discovered by Perry Pebbles Reed, later getting them to sign to their unknown soon-to-be enemy, LA Records. The group saw massive success with their second album, Crazy Sexy Cool, in 1994, selling over 10 million copies and even bringing home Grammys for the best R&B album. So with all this, you will seriously have to wonder why they filed for bankruptcy a year later. Well, as you can guess, it's all from signing that 360 deal back in 1991. And for any upcoming artists watching, you know whenever you hear a 360 deal, you do 180 and walk away in the opposite direction.
Got him. We fucking got him.
Essentially, a 360 deal means the company will provide you everything to make you a star, including marketing, music video production, clothes, touring. However, the catch is the company has access to all the artists' revenue sources. TLC unfortunately was only given a small percentage of their revenue generated by their record sales, putting them in a debt of $3.5 million.
Damn!
With each member only making $50K a year.
That's fucked up.
The biggest selling female group ever. 10 million albums worldwide. We have worked very hard. We have been in this business for 5 years. And we are broke as broke can be.
So after publicly exposing the industry, they went on to have a highly intense and lengthy illegal battle with their manager Pebbles. And because of their shady contract, they couldn't get money elsewhere. And because their manager Pebbles owned the name TLC, it basically means she owned all three of them. They couldn't do shit. They were left hopeless, broke, and frustrated. If things couldn't get any worse, the death of Lisa Left Eye Lopez in 2002 shocked the whole group. Left Eye's death left an irreplaceable void in the group, and it was a turning point that marked the end of the era. Eventually, after a long battle, TLC were eventually released from their contract, but it was safe to say the damage had already been done. The remaining members of the group have later gone on to share in interviews about their experience in the music industry. They strongly advise any upcoming artists to read their contract properly and not to rush any decision. And if you do get caught up in a situation where you've been done wrong, don't stay silent about it.
Hell to the no, girl. I know you're not gonna let him punk you out like that. Girl, what's wrong with you?
Girl, he about to bring on my inner Ike.
Though a rapper who was forced to stay silent because of his record label was Rich Homie Quan. Call it a decline in popularity, but back in 2014 and 2015, Young Thug affiliate Rich Homie Quan was huge, with hits like Freestyle, Flex that blew up on Vine. With this growing buzz, it's crazy to see how he went from dropping 5 projects between September 2014 and November 2015 to a whopping 0 between late 2015 and mid 2017. He was signed to Think It's a Game Entertainment in the height of his popularity, but things got rocky between him and TIG due to a money and contract beef. Apparently in 2016, Rich Homie Quan sued the company for $2 million and thought the terms of his contract were unfair. Yeah, sounds like another 360 deal to me.
Got him.
But the Think It's a Game company clearly weren't playing no games and actually countersued Rich Homie Quan.
Oh, now you're taking his money?
And yeah, not being able to release music just meant it was inevitable for Rich Homie Quan was left in the past. To add to his legal troubles, he was arrested a year later on drug possession. After being released, he goes on to say in 2017, "I can't ever take a break again. It wasn't one I ever wanted to take. It was a break I had to take. Hopefully I don't go through no more legal stuff." After settling disputes with TIG, he linked another deal with Motown and released an EP titled Back to Basics. Then an album Rich as in Spirit in 2018. However, nothing came close to chart-topping hits he had in 2014. And Rich Homie Quan doesn't shy away from people acknowledging his fall-off, and even got angry at his fans for not supporting his projects.
I was going broke. You thought wrong, my nigga. If you ever think I was falling off, fuck on.
And ever since then, things have been pretty quiet for him. I think he dropped a few projects in 2022, but again, no real buzz like he did before. We can only imagine if he didn't take the time away from music, he might have been one of the leading voices in melodic trap today. At this point, you're probably thinking, why sign a record deal in the first place? Let's not get it twisted, not all record labels are evil. There are actually some who work in your best interest. Record labels are even suffering right now, as many artists are realizing independent is the right way to go, which means they can't profit off any artists. But record labels are smart. Sometimes they carry out tactics such as disguising them as being good, even though they're bad. Even as recent as TikTok rapper Kai, who blew up in 2020 with this song you may have heard on TikTok.
I be doing weird shit while I'm alone.
3 years later, he posted a video after a ordeal claiming he got signed on a Sony, but apparently the record label made false promises to him. He was only allowed to post on YouTube and on SoundCloud, even though this didn't make sense as his main established fan base was on TikTok. Not only this, but the label had control of when he was allowed to drop music. So ultimately, he had this one viral song saving his career, but this didn't do much as the label didn't help him with touring or distribution of his song. Essentially, TikTok was doing what the record label was supposed to be doing for him.
So I signed a singles deal with a distribution label. It was under Sony. They were very bad liars. They would tell me they would do stuff and then not come through. The A&R would just feed me lies. Just he acting like he on my side, but he not. And I also got whitelisted when I got signed. Like even after I got the $20,000 and I left the label, because it's like, bro, I'm not even getting paid for my song. Like I don't have a house, bro. All I have is a car.
He actually begged his record label to let him out of his contracts and was only given $20K out of a $100K deal. He states that the only reason why he signed because he was broke and desperate, which the company took advantage of. Obviously, not full blame can be put on the label. At the end of the day, he wasn't forced to sign any contract, which he acknowledges. However, it does put you in a very difficult position. Do you take the deal in an attempt to better your life for you and your family? Or do you take the risk and do all the work yourself? Either way, you shouldn't let desperate decisions affect your life choices. And if you make the wrong choices in life, like working with Diddy, make sure you hope and pray, because that's exactly what happened to Mase. Mase went from hitting the charts with bangers like Feel So Good to stepping back from the scene to follow a religious path. His ups and downs were closely tied to his record label, Bad Boy Records, run by the one and only Sean Diddy Combs. Back in the late 90s, Mase was riding the high with a smooth flow and magnetic personality, making a name for himself in the rap world. But then came the unexpected retirement move in '99, as he shifted gears toward a more spiritual calling. His comeback wasn't exactly a smooth ride, with clashes between his newfound beliefs and the glitzy, materialistic rap scene. Bad Boy Records, known for its drama and clashes with artists, played a significant role in Mase's fall from grace. The label's reputation and the struggle to get along with Mase's evolving mindset created friction.
Basically, I told him if he ain't have my money by Friday, I was gonna break my foot off in his ass. You know what I'm saying? Are we live?
Just in general, you know, the Mase thing, you know, I did one album with Mase. One album. How much money do you think I owe this guy? One album? And then he became a fake pastor.
Oh my God.
And went and conned people. And then y'all gonna let him throw dirt on the God's name? I wrote each and every one, and each and everybody could come and step up. Bring your receipts. But I'm not playing. I'm back outside and I'm fighting back for us. And I'm also do a little fighting back for me. You know what I'm saying? So
how much money does, I'm just throwing this out, how much money does somebody like a Mase owe you? The reason
Mase owes me $3 million. That's facts. I got the receipt.
Yo, how dare this nigga talking about he want receipts? Let's start with your mother, nigga. Your mother got the receipts, nigga. Everything is in your mother's name. That's the one who got the receipts, nigga. You need more proof, nigga? Big ain't here, so Big can't give you no receipts. He dead. Craig Mack can't give you receipts. He dead. What are you talking about? Who else? Black Rock can't give you receipts. He dead. And everybody else you made sign paperwork so they can't talk about what I'm talking about. I'm the only one with the guts.
Trying to balance a religious lifestyle with the demands of a label known for its flashy eyes was obviously a big challenge. Mase made a few comeback attempts, but the damage was done. Just like Mase, another rapper who converted to religion after their lives was ruined was Chingy. Chingy was a rapper who took the early 2000s by storm with hits like Right There.
I like the way you do that right there, right there. Switch your hips when you walk and let down your hair.
His debut album, Jackpot, in 2003 made a new sound of the South. Plus, being part of Ludacris' Disturbing the Peace DTB crew, yeah, it looked like Chingy was on the fast track to becoming a rap star. However, after going on a 5-week tour to support the release of Ludacris' album, it was during this tour where Chingy realized that DTP weren't giving him an equal split of his earnings. By the end of the tour, Chingy got advice from his lawyer to cut all ties with DTP and Ebony Sun Entertainment. Aside from the financial matters, Chingy felt trapped with no room to have creative control over his music. Though this didn't affect his relationship with other DTP members, Ludacris saw Chingy's leaving as disrespect towards the group that helped him become famous. So what did Chingy do? Well, he started his own label, Slaughter Lot Records. Funny enough, everyone screams how being independent is a good thing, but some are only able to do it. For others, it proves to be an uphill battle, and that is exactly the case for Chingy. So much so that he returned to DTP, then left again after his 4th album flopped. From here, it just became a downhill spiral. He was just one of them artists who were considered washed up and began appearing on reality TV just to stay relevant. And then another rumor circulated which involved his relationship with a transgender model, Sydney Starr, one that Chingy himself blames for damaging his career. Beneath the widespread rumors, deeper struggles remain hidden. Chingy found himself grappling with depression from loss of close family and friends, with his career taking a backseat to the challenges he faced. He may have found some peace though, as he began to practice as a Black Hebrew Israelite in 2013, and then signed into Universal Music Group in 2017. So yeah, clearly this man could not stay in one place. So as you can see, even independent labels face their own issues, and it doesn't necessarily determine success. And that was especially true with Hopsin. Now stapled as the corny rapper with glowy eyes, he carved out a niche for himself in the rap scene with tracks like Sag My Pants and Mind of Hopsin. A big part of Hopsin's success story was his role in Funk Volume, an independent label he helped start in 2009. Funk Volume was his creative playground, where he could do his thing without any major label interference. It was actually a game changer, proving that artists could make it big without traditional industry machines. But like any good drama, there was a plot twist. As Hopsin got more famous, things got rocky at Funk Volume. Disagreements over money and who was in charge led to some serious tension between Hopsin and his business partner, Damien Ritter. The conflicts reached a breaking point in 2016, leading to the fall of Funk Volume, which affected Hopsin's career heavily. With Funk Volume out of the picture, Hopsin faced some hurdles going solo. And don't get it twisted, the fallout wasn't just about music, it took a toll on his mental health too. Rumours swirled about Hopsin taking a break from the music scene, dealing with some personal stuff and kind of feeling disillusioned with the whole music industry. In the last few years, he still dropped music independently. He dropped singles like No Shame in 2017 and a few more in 2019. Though it's safe to assume that he ain't coming back to the mainstream anytime soon. Overall, honestly, the music industry is a complex one. So any aspiring artists out there that question whether it's a good idea signing or not, firstly, don't be dumb. Read the contracts thoroughly. And once you do that, read it again 5 more times. But in all seriousness, I think it's only worth signing if the money is good enough and if the label will actually let you do what you want. There's no way you can be a creative without having your own creative control. Going the independent route just means you gotta be even more wiser and spend that money where it's necessary. And you're gonna need as much as you can. In this day and age, it can definitely be done. With the power of social media, it's very easy to blow up and network with people in the industry. Especially with TikTok and YouTube, all it takes is good marketing really and being consistent. And by all means, stay adaptable. What works for you now might just need adjustments as your career progresses. Anything can happen, so just remember that. Anyways, that's all from me. If you stay to the end, you're a real one. If you like the video, make sure you're liking and subscribing. And until next time, I'll catch you in the next video.